money supply for the first time in 13 years over the last 3 months contracted. First time in 13 years. Okay. So Bitcoin, again, it's a real-time instrument. It's kind of telling us that. And gold prices are kind of telling us that. Gold prices haven't gone up either. And then when you look at the equity markets are having to digest the fact that they're still highly overvalued relative to future growth. GDP is collapsing. So GDP at first quarter was negative. GDP second quarter likely going to be close to zero, if not negative. And people are going to have this realization that, holy shit, earnings are not going to be as good as people thought. These levered equity positions are not going to look good. And so there is that potential for one more leg of deleveraging. And this is why I talk about this is just like 2001. 2000 was the tech bubble, but the crash wasn't in 2000. The market was only down 6% because everybody believed the Fed was going to step in and save us. The Fed put. It wasn't until 2001 when all the fraud came out. Enron, WorldCom, all these bad companies had to admit, yeah, we were cooking the books. And so the market went down 13%. And then in 2022, the debt markets blew up post 9/11, and then we're down 22. Same thing's happening right now. All the fraud is coming to light. People are like, yeah, we kind of cheated on our performance numbers. And then Luna, the fact that Luna and UST was called a stable coin is ridiculous. There's nothing stable about it. It should not have been allowed to be called a stable coin. It was a CDO, except faster and more dangerous, right? It's like the Top Gun line, right? We're going to teach you to fly the F-14 just faster and more dangerous. So that's what UST was. And the fact that someone exploited it and sent it to zero shouldn't surprise anybody because it wasn't defensible. Just like, CDOs went to zero. If you take garbage and you put it in a wrapper and call it AAA, it's still garbage. And look, the bear market won't be over until Doge and Shiba are zero. That's the problem. We still have garbage that people think is real, and it's just not. Now, Bitcoin is not that. Bitcoin is real. Bitcoin is the future. Bitcoin is the rail for the future of finance, and a perfect store of value and hard money. But there's going to be a lot more liquidations between now and the next spring.
I mean, you look at the top 10, and I don't want to name specific names, but you look at some of these projects, like, how are they still up there in the top 10? I mean, it's kind of unbelievable, especially some of these ones that have been in there for several years.